Hello again, everybody. I know I've posted a couple of videos recently, but I haven't really done an update on how all the colonies are getting on. And that, to a certain extent, was deliberate. I wanted to wait until there was a bit of development and something to report. So anyway, yeah, this is the main colony. They're actually very satisfied at the moment. They're well fed and they're quite sort of sleepy. I'll show you in a bit that there's not many of them out and about. Um, but one good thing is that they're now all pretty much living in the new nest. It's another reason they're a bit sort of docile is they've pretty much run out of larvae. They've still got quite a lot of pupa in there, but as I showed in that video, there's been a lot of callows hatched out, so they've grown a little bit in size. And I'm really pleased, actually. This is the nest. You can see it's wetter on one side than the other. And they're spread out all over it, which is really nice. That's what I hoped for and expected when I bought this nest, because as I showed in earlier videos, they were cramming up in the old nest. But there's still plenty of room for them to expand in there this season. And yeah, this is the old nest. Yeah, there's a few stragglers hanging around in it, but it's pretty much all gone now. I don't know whether or not to take it off or just to leave it. I mean, they're not doing any harm in there, those stragglers. Um, and what actually makes it quite good is that they've chosen to make this little chamber here their rubbish dump. And there's a little sliding door just above that chamber there. So I can actually slide the door and empty this out or clean it out when I want to. So it's better than them dumping it in the outworld. So I might leave it and let them dump in there. It's perfectly dry, so it won't mould. And yeah, this is the outworld. As you can see, like I said, it's got a bit chillier today. It was warmer over the weekend. They're well fed. They've got a lot of sugar. You saw the wasp proteins. They've got a lot of protein, and they're really quiet at the moment. This is the smaller outworld. Again, there's only I mean, for them, this is hardly any out and about. And actually, like I said, you can read your ants. You can see how hungry they are or how active they are. And then, yeah, this is Queen D. She's hasn't moved out the test tube, as many of you commented expected. You said, I bet she'll stay put. She's a Lasius niger. So she is connected up, as I showed in that Queen D being given a choice video. And they do go out. It's much easier to look after them with that little mini outworld connected. I get them wandering out there. I feed them out there. And actually, they've turned a corner of this mini outworld into their trash, their trash dump. So again, it makes it much easier to clean out. Now it's just below the little lid that comes off. But anyway, yeah, here she is, the lovely Queen D. And what we were worried about, or what I was worried about, was that this season she so far hadn't laid any eggs. But yeah, if you look just below her gaster at this point here, and I'll get the camera in a little closer so that you can see in a second, she now finally has, there you go, it's just quite tricky to see, but she's finally laid eggs. I can't count very many, it's about, I don't know, 7 or 8 in that little pile of eggs there, but great, she's off, she's running. Um, the Flavus are doing exceptionally well. I tried to count them today, and I think there's about 43 of them now. So they've gained about 7 since, or 6 since hibernation. So those pupa that we saw earlier on that had first pupated have obviously now closed. And yeah, she's got more pupa that have yeah, process is continuing. And what makes it really good is, as I've said in some of the previous videos, she was the first to lay eggs. She was the first to get larvae, new larvae this season. And these large larvae that you can see here are actually this season's larvae. These are eggs that she's laid, and now they're already up to large larvae. Those pupa there would have been the last 7 little larvae that she had when she came out of hibernation. But as you can see, there's now large larvae, small larvae in the corner there, loads of them. And up on the shelf just above, there's eggs as well, more eggs coming along. I'm going to offer them the Wakushi S3 soon. I think they're nearly ready for it. And I'm really noticing the difference in their behaviour this year. They're a lot braver, they're a lot more active. I find them coming out into the outworld a lot more, and not just ones and twos now. Sometimes I'm seeing like there's four of them or so out at the moment here. I'm seeing them out during the day, whereas before they'd just creep out at night. So there's a lot more activity. They come and they take stuff almost not as fast as the Lasius niger. They don't pounce on stuff instantaneously like Lasius niger. They find stuff within about 15 seconds. But the Flavus are finding stuff within 5-10 minutes sometimes now. I'm really pleased with the level of activity. I'm pleased with how bold they're getting as their numbers are growing. So that's a really good thing with the Flavus, although that one failed to find the door and went off in the wrong direction. And then finally, there's that strange queen that stopped laying last season. Well, as I said, she has laid eggs this season. She's got 4 workers, and it's a bit like having a founding queen with helpers, and we'll just have to see how she goes. Thank you for watching, everybody.